the first for today because we are going to have another one by 7 p.m. Nigerian time. My wife and I will be discussing how we have managed to remain married for 40 years despite being two very unusual people. And I have this wonderful t-shirt, Bust You Baby, if you don't like me. At the back, it has, I'm still your friend, Dr. Charles Apoki. This one is for our foreign audience. Our company designed this and is printed overseas. These ones came from Europe, from Germany in particular. We have another set produced in Nigeria here. You will see the link on how to get them below. And so, I'm so glad to talk to you on this 40th anniversary live transmission. I want to look at why celebrity marriages fail. Why celebrity marriages often fail. We've had one that has been trending between a politician and an actress. We have that one between a musician and a politician, and slaps were released, foreign slaps were released in London. The question is, why do these celebrity marriages people for the wrong reasons, then they later demand the right roles, the right responsibilities. You marry a woman because she's beautiful, because she's an actress, because she's popular. Popularity, beauty, and profession do not necessarily contribute to the stability of a marriage. In fact, they often destabilize the marriage. Then marry somebody of wealth, marry somebody because of status. You marry somebody because of status. That the status of the person will eventually contribute to the destruction of the marriage, because the expectations are higher the higher the person is. So, celebrity marriages are such that people, before you marry somebody, you must first question who the person is. Interrogate yourself. Who am I marrying? Let's take the one between a politician and a musician. If a politician is a lady politician, you must have known that for a lady to win an election in those states, she must be a very tough woman. She must be a very disciplined woman. She must be a very determined woman. And she might come from a background that is financially, socially, traditionally stable and prominent. And then for you to marry a musician, you also notice that a musician might not have the kind of discipline you have as a lawyer or as a medical doctor. A musician most probably is somebody who might be on like cannabis, drugs, cocaine, whatever. The person you are marrying most probably has had baby mamas all over the place, and therefore, if the person left a wife to marry you, don't expect that the person is a very responsible person. You are not marrying an Anglican priest or a Methodist priest. And so, the challenges people have, they were there, but they are carried away by the fantasies that you pursue in marriage, pursue to marry. They are not the things that you will eventually face in the marriage. The reality of marriage is different. So, a lot of people also go into marriage with philosophies of people who have had failed marriages. You can't take feminist tendencies. Most of those who portray feminism, they are not married. Feminism, in the real sense, is the promotion of the feminist nature of womanhood, the uniqueness of womanhood. A woman is tender, a woman is caring, a woman is a builder of a home, not a competitor. A woman complements. And so most of these celebrities who are married, because they are independent financially, the tendency is that they don't want to be subject to a man. You see, you must follow a manufacturer's instruction if the product has to work. I have a Mercedes there, I have a Toyota there, I have a Ford there. They are two totally different cars, and their modus operandi is totally different. You have to function according to the manufacturer's specification. So, marriage was not started by society. Marriage was ordained by God. And so, in the principles of God, there is organogram. Even though there is complementarity, there is an organogram. The man is the head. I saw one young girl saying that she's equal. She is equal to a man, and therefore she cannot be subject to a man. A man cannot control her. Baby, calm down. Oh. I say, calm down. Oh. There is an organogram. Even among God's creation, there are the celestial beings, there are the terrestrial creatures. Even among angels, there are archangels. Even among the disciples, there are apostles. So there is an organogram. The man is the head of the house. If you are not ready to accept that, don't marry as a woman. Just have babies and don't marry. That is, if you must have children. So I know somebody who was a broadcaster on CNN. She did IVF and she has her baby. She doesn't have a husband to marry her. She didn't copulate with any person. So you religious people don't come here and fight me. So the truth of the matter is that marriage requires respect. Respect is having consideration for somebody's person, somebody's idea, and somebody's needs. If you are thinking of equality, you might not have respect, because where there is equality, there is no respect. Respect comes from organogram, and then it comes from responsibility. This is my wife, this is my husband, these are my children. And you see, we celebrities marry for the public, and then they want to get validation from the public. That's why they display all their romantic things. But in a few months or a few years, the opposite of love for celebrities is hatred, is wickedness, not even hatred. You see, they want to pull each other down to climb up. But that's very bad. You want to destroy the other person's reputation, because most celebrities live for the public. Marriage is a private thing. Marriage is a very private thing. I don't know Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala's husband. I don't know Angela Merkel's husband. Marriages that last, endure, they are private partnership between two mutually consenting adults of the opposite sex. Now, you don't bring your celebrity status into marriage. No. I am Dr. Charles Apoki. I am known worldwide, but I do dishes here. I do dishes. I wash plates. When I say I wash plates, not the one that went into your mind now. I do dishes here. I don't want my wife to come and she's tired and then she goes to do the dishes. I do the dishes. I do my clothes myself, put them in the washing machine, do them. And then she comes, she cooks, she does whatever. I don't know how to cook. So, but you must have a sense of responsibility. I know what she needs and I provide it. And then she knows what she needs to do. She does it. She also provides. Most of the houses we built, I was not here when she built them. And she does businesses with me until recently, where she's managing the businesses we started together on her own. But when I see that she needs financial assistance, I will contribute. In marriage, if you were that independent, you don't need to get married. You should have stayed on your own. It is because of the fact that you cannot function on your own. That's why you needed somebody to complement you. You see, people tend to create the impression that I can be on my own. No, it's not be on your own. That's why you got married. You could not be on your own. That's why you got married. We are equals. No, you are not equals. Banana and plantain, they look alike. They are fruits. They give carbohydrate, minerals, and whatever. But they are not the same. Plantain is plantain. Banana is banana. Don't bring equality into marriage. Just bring responsibility, roles, and rights into marriage. Bring them into marriage. But it is not contention. We are equal. No. It doesn't work. You have a submarine. If there is a submarine, there is a commander of the submarine. All the people in the submarine cannot start saying, we are equals. All of us join the army. All of me join the navy. We are equals. No. Somebody has to be a commander. And marriage...
on that point, can you differentiate between, say, something like equality before the law and equality, let's say, in an organization or in a marriage? Because most people, when you say people are not equal, they tend to go to, okay, do you mean the wife or the husband is less than each other?
Okay, let me tell you, equality is a delusion. Equality is a delusion. In some nations, your color, your race makes you less privileged than another person who has a different color. Number two, your status in society will distinguish you from another person's status. We are all equal before the law. It's a delusion. You must learn to realize that differentiates us. There are places I cannot enter. There are places I can enter easily. There are roles I cannot play. There are roles I can play easily. Even in democratic societies like the UK, like the United States, the way people's cases are judged or sentences passed, it varies. It varies very greatly from class to class, from race to race, from status to status. That's the way it is. It's a reality. When it comes to relationship in terms of partnership, in terms of an organization, you are equal in terms of your life is valuable in the sight of God, is valuable in the sight of government, but in terms of organizational responsibilities and privileges, we are not equal. The earlier you sink that into your head, the better. I don't like being deluded. I don't like deceiving myself. The earlier you settle that into your mind, the better. So, we play different roles, not inequality. Our value is what you bring into the life of the person. The role you play in that person's life, the responsibilities you play in that person's life. I was practicing medicine with my wife. I was the medical doctor. She was the nurse. I was the medical director who were employed in a 40-bed hospital. I was the medical director. My salary was more than her own. She knows her roles, she knows her rights, she knows her boundaries, and I know my responsibility. She cannot say, I want to go and do the surgery, I want to remove the fibroid, do the myomectomy, or do the hysterectomy, or do intestinal anastomosis. No. Even among pastors and their wives, the problem we are having is that the women sometimes want to behave as if they are the husbands of the house. You see, there is a natural tendency in a woman, if you read my book, Understanding Women, of wanting to control. The Bible says your desire shall be for thy husband. The interpreters of the Bible, or those who subsequently interpreted it, did not interpret the full meaning. Your desire shall be to control your husband. Yourself, self-development, and value creation to a point that she acknowledges it. But no matter how high you have gone among celebrities and other kinds of people, your wife is still your wife. And if you don't take care, she will pull you down. If you can stay with a woman and be celibate, that it is better. But because of the weaknesses of our flesh and our desires, we should marry. So marriage is an acceptance of the fact that you cannot stay alone. So don't start saying, I am independent, I am this. No. You couldn't stay on your own. That's why you decided to get married. And in fact, the rate at which we are going, many celebrities will become subjects of discussions because they do not know how to privatize their marriages and give tolerance for one another and appreciate one another's growth and development.
But in one of your, sorry, on that point of independence, in one of your recent videos, you were talking about individuality per se, and how you don't lose yourself in your marriage. You do your own, and
yes,
your wife do your own. So how do you separate that independence and the one you practice, or the one you were talking about?
Now, if a woman is a major general, you understand, and I am a professor of medicine, I cannot go and interfere in her military duties. The very good example in the Bible is Deborah and Lapidoth. Lapidoth was working in the temple. In fact, the name Lapidoth means lamp trimmer. His role in the temple was to trim the lamps so that there will be light in the temple continuously. Deborah was a judge, an adjudicator, like a president, and she was a warrior. If Lapidoth decides to go and gallop on a horse with Deborah, he would die foolishly. When she called Barak means thunder. When she called Barak to come and strike Caesarea, Barak refused. And Deborah, which means honey, decided to go out and sting Caesarea. So that was her role. But she understood the responsibility and the organogram of calling a male to go and do the fighting. But Lapidoth never interfered in the responsibilities of Deborah. I hope I answered your question.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you have another question?
No, I still go on. I might have.
And so but it takes men who are confident to allow their wives be who they are, no matter what they become. I'm still Dr. Charles Apoki. If you don't like me, bust you, baby. Bust you. I'm still myself. And what I try to do is improve on myself. And then sometimes, when you allow your wife to be herself and manage her life and resources in collaboration and the desire to make the family go forward, you see that she becomes more productive. Even when she makes mistakes, ameliorate the mistakes, don't rub them on her face like makeup. And then the woman should allow the man be himself and do what he is born to do. When I started social media, wow, the war was terrible. So you use our money to go and buy data. You don't talk to any person now. It's only phone. But I knew what I wanted to be. I wanted to be a global citizen. I know I was going to. And I concentrated on it. Recently, she was telling me, thank God you listened to me. If you had listened to my complaints, we wouldn't be where we are today.
I have another question on the theme of improving yourself. A partnership, for the most part, is the fact that you can't do something on your own. So when you partner with someone, you want to do something better, or you want to achieve greater goals.
Yes.
Most times when people meet each other, they meet them because of some unique abilities.
Yes.
Things that people want to change, that thing that is unique. But also on the other part, when you see something that maybe needs improvement, it's good to point that out and maybe want that to change.
Yes.
So how do you ameliorate these two things? Seeing something that was unique and let's say leaving that thing as unique, it might be a quirk, something you don't like, and maybe seeing something that needs to change and let's say advising the person and pushing the person to make it change.
Okay. Now, let's take the work I do.
Okay.
The work I do, it is, I call it developmental Christianity. And I try to make the body of Christ bring out issues that will make the body of Christ better and more functional and more relevant. Sometimes it endangers the whole family. It endangers my person. People call me and threaten me. People say I hate the church. I also want to contribute my quota to Nigeria and make Nigeria a better country that my grandchildren can travel freely and enjoy their lives. We're all scared. And so when I keep trying to contribute my quota to re-engineering Nigeria, sometimes my wife gets nervous and she will tell me, don't do this, don't do that. I consider what she's saying and I ameliorate what I am doing, not in the sense of losing the vision, but in the sense of being more diplomatic and being more security conscious and sometimes being more discreet. So, but I remain myself, and but you must take counsel. If you don't take counsel from your wife, you will fail because she will feel the greatest pain. If you don't take counsel from your husband, you will fail. You will have problems. But you see, most women find it difficult to accept counsel from their husbands. They prefer to hear from their pastors who are having their own family problems. They prefer to listen to their friends who will tell them that they can't tolerate what they are passing through, but they are tolerating more than that at home. Most men, several men, feel that they know too much, they are too successful, particularly celebrities, and they don't want their wives to contribute to their lives. No counsel is useless. Take counsel.
Yeah, a commenter, if you're online, something related to that question.
Also, some people are already online.
Yeah, they are enjoying both Facebook and YouTube.
Yes.
So someone that sends stars on Facebook, Osai Obaruese.
Yes.
How can pomposity be addressed from a high achiever spouse?
Okay.
Something related to what you were talking about.
Number one, you must first, the period of courtship is very, very important. Most people take that for granted. It is a period of evaluation of the person's character. You see, Dolly Parton I don't know if she has recovered now. She's been married for years. Despite her popularity, despite her fame, despite her wealth, she has remained married. You see, poor people can still be pompous, even without fame. So pomposity is not by pumping you up. It is pride, resident sometimes with poverty and ignorance. And so you will study the person. People hardly change. They hardly change. Jimmy Cliff died at 81. The legacy he left behind, the family is surprised. To manage it will be enormous. But he did not ever play with his wife. He always regarded the wife. You see, I use the word respect. Respectful people is not because of their wealth. It's not because of their status. It is usually empty people who suddenly found themselves in high positions that are pompous. I give you an example. If you take a tin of milk that has substance, if you throw it from a story building, it will just land, doom. If you throw it from a small distance, you won't hear the noise. But when you take the empty can of milk, take it to the third floor, you throw it down on the concrete floor, it will make so much noise because the emptiness is amplified with height. I don't need to prove myself to any person. In fact, I can say I'm a stupid person in the sense that I don't think any person in Nigeria can intimidate me with anything. And so I don't need to push myself. I don't need to force myself. So that is my answer to that question.
Okay.
Any other question?
Not from online.
Okay.
We can wrap up.
Yes. So I am encouraging you to come for this 7 p.m. Nigerian time also.
Yes.
7 p.m. Nigerian time. We had two challenges growing up as husband and wife, growing up as individuals before we got married. Number one, we found it difficult to pay school fees. Extremely difficult to pay school fees. So I made sure that the pain I went through will become gain for my society and beyond. So we give scholarships to people. Recently, about 2 or 3 Sundays back, I gave a ₦1 million scholarship. The community where my school is, I have a ₦2 million scholarship. I don't even know the children. Recently I saw one, she came first. There's a place I'm training 8 children, and I have several others on scholarship in my school. And so we want to, after this program, start the Apoki Foundation, and your donations are welcome. Somebody has sent in 207 euros. And then I had a son that had a birth defect and needed 7 to 9 surgeries to correct the birth defect. And we made up our minds that we'll be doing surgeries, funding surgeries for birth defects and deformities. My daughter had bilateral de novo valgus. I had to take her to hospital. I want to have a fund where we can do surgeries for these children. There was one we sent him to Queen Elizabeth Hospital in Umuahia. I partnered with the hospital and they did it for them free. I'm happy to see the boy smiling normally. So whatever we will realize from your donations will go towards that foundation. I remain Dr. Charles Apoki. The numbers to